Today I'm in Korsør on the western coast of Sjælland. I'm coming to have a look at the Great Belt Bridge, which is number 21 on my list of 100 things worth seeing in Denmark. The Great Belt Bridge is an 18-kilometre long bridge which connects the western half of Denmark to the eastern half of Denmark. I've gone over it many times, but the reason I've come to Korsør today is because I'm really hoping to get very close to the bottom of the bridge. So I may even be able to walk underneath it and see how it looks from underneath. So come and join me on this adventure in Korsør. Wow, I just see it in the distance. I can see the suspension bridge over there. That's what I'm going for. I'm just coming up to the place where the cars have to pay to get on the bridge. Wait, there's a boat there. Hey, can you see it? That is one of the old boats that used to cross the Great Belt before they made this bridge. This is actually where the cars come. How strange, but I can walk on this way and I can go alongside the start of the bridge and then I will go hopefully under it. I sort of feel like I shouldn't be here, but there was nothing to stop me. I can just walk along this path right next to the motorway. Exciting. So at this point the road diverges from the path, so the cars are going up that way onto the bridge. I'm just going to follow this path and see where it leads to. Okay, I can see from Google Maps that the path bends around that way, but I need to take this small path. So this is the way I need to go to get to walk under the bridge. Oh, this is so exciting. I can see the bridge coming up and it's going to be easy to walk underneath it. I didn't know this path existed. I guess not many people do know, but this is cool. I'm right underneath the middle of the bridge now. Wow! This is amazing! Yes! Little geography for you. This is Sjælland, the big island of Denmark that I live on. This is one of the world's longest suspension bridges, and it goes over to a little island in the middle of the Great Belt. That's called Korsør, and there is a little institution that used to be on there. And then there's another even longer bridge, which is a box girder bridge, and that goes over to Fyn, the island that is in the middle of Denmark. So that's basically what we're seeing here. Now I'm just going to walk down to the edge and see how close I can get to the water. Woo! Hey! I'm going in to the Great Belt. Yeah! I feel like this isn't a common tourist attraction or anything. It's not something that people come to often. This little edge bit here is called Korsør. I'm just going to walk along right to the edge of it. The very top of those two towers there is about 250 meters above sea level, which is significantly higher than the highest peak of Denmark. So that time I went to Ærø and I stood at the top and I said I was definitely the highest person in Denmark. If there'd have been someone up the top of one of those towers, then they would have been much higher than I was. So I think I've told you about all of my fun facts about the bridge, but I haven't told you when it opened, and that was in 1998. It opened for cars to cross. It was for trains the year before. And before that time, there were a lot of ferries that crossed the Great Belt every day. I think Korsør was quite a thriving town at that time, because people obviously had to come to the edge of Sjælland and wait for the ferry. And there were a lot of cafes and little restaurants, maybe some tourist shops. And they all kind of went away when the bridge opened. But on the plus side, a lot more people cross the bridge now, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get across, where it used to take up to 90 minutes, I think. It's no longer an East Denmark and a West Denmark, it's like one whole Denmark. So that's a nice thing about the bridge. I think what I'll do next is walk around on the south side down towards Korsør harbour, I'd love to see the place where the ferries used to sail from, and also see what else I can find in the town. If I can find any restaurants or any shops. See if I can get something for my scrapbook as well. Okay, so just to get our bearings, that's the toll gate the other side now. And here is the boat, the ferry that I saw earlier. And it makes me a little bit sad really, because I can see, obviously this was once a very, very busy harbour. And look, you can see where the cars used to go up onto the ferry, and that's just like half broken now. It actually does make me a bit sad. We can see a picture of how it used to look when people came off driving off the ferry. And this ferry is actually called Bowen, which funnily enough means the bridge. So that's kind of ironic. Oh look, it's not even in the water. It's just been placed on this artificial island, I guess, as a memory of how it used to be before the bridge came. So I'm leaving the boat and the bridge behind me, and I'm going to walk down into the actual town of Korsør. It's actually quite a long walk. It took me nearly an hour to get round to the town, and then there's a little, maybe a fort, something like that I'd like to go and see. I mean, whilst I'm here, I might as well, right? There's a nature lay-by here. I think it was made to encourage people to come and come off the bridge and then stop for a little break, and then you can follow this trail. If the idea was to get people to stop after coming off the bridge and take a break, I don't think it works very well, because I've never heard of it. This is a cutting head of a tunnel boring machine. Now, the suspension bridge is only for cars, so there is also a tunnel for trains that goes to the middle, to Sprø. So this is one of the cutter heads that was used to cut the tunnel. There was 4 of these apparently. Just a little bit further along the path we can see some pieces of a tunnel. To get a really good idea, you need to see me standing in the tunnel. Now you can see how big it is. Just over 8 meters from one side to the other, and one train goes through at a time. There's 2 tunnels, so one for each direction. I think this might also be made of pieces of the tunnel, and look what it is. It's a climbing wall. I saw on a map it said Willow Maze, and I love mazes, and I think these might be willow trees, and they're in a sort of a circle, and indeed I think there is a path through there. I feel like people haven't been here for a while. I could go there, or if I go here, I think I come to the middle. Yes! I really, really love mazes. Excellent. So now you know, if you're ever crossing the bridge, stop at the little resting place on the Korsør side and come and visit this play area and nature area. It's really, really good. After that unexpected but very pleasant distraction, I'm continuing my walk to Korsør. Okay, so apparently this is Korsør Harbour. Over there is the Navy battery or fort or something. I might try and get a bit closer to that and see if I can have a better look. But the rest of the town is just down there. I want to say I like Korsør. I'm trying to like it, but I haven't seen anything to like it. We'll see what I find here. So I keep seeing signs to a museum, so that's what I'm going for. Maybe they will have postcards. Museum. Alright, this is worth a look. So that was a really interesting museum about how Korsør has changed over the centuries. But they didn't tell me too much about what has happened since the bridge came. But I did find out that the railway station used to be down here. In fact, I think it's that big red building over there that used to be the railway station. And now I know that the railway station is a lot further north. And I think that's because of the bridge and the tunnel. The trains just go not down into Korsør, but they just sort of go across towards the tunnel and the bridge. Okay, the sun has come out again and I found a prettier part of Korsør. I'm coming into the actual town centre now. It seems there is very little to see here in Korsør. It's kind of almost a ghost town. Okay, so there is still a harbour here for small boats. I thought there would be. Right at the edge here there should be a little restaurant and I can sit and get a really good view of the bridge. So now I have nice fresh air, my favourite beer, some apple pie and a brilliant view of the bridge. I'm really glad I came here. I do feel a bit sad for Korsør, for what it has become, given it used to be a major place that people would come to get on the ferry to go to the other part of Denmark. And now it's just a place that people pass by, really. But I'm glad that I came here today and I'm really glad I saw the bridge up close. Thank you very much for following along and I'll see you next time. So I couldn't find a postcard anywhere, but I did find this little leaflet and it's got a picture of the bridge on the back. That's actually a really good picture. Put that around.